can see like a blob.
Yeah, man, looks good, bro. Hey, man, you just stepped in front of my shop, bruv. I'm joking.
You're ruining it.
You're ruining it. Shout out Ty, man.
Look at my lips.
Come on, man. Are you comfortable? Sit back, bro. Get comfy, bro.
I have to move this.
Yeah, man, get comfy.
It's out of the way. There we go.
Yeah, man. You can bring that. Yeah, bring that a little bit closer. These mics are quite good, bro.
Yeah, these mics are amazing.
Yeah. So I'm sure they use this in like actual like studio.
Yeah.
Like, now you don't have to apologize, big man. I mean, man. Shout out, man, like Stevie on the keys. Stevie Keys. Come on, gang. But yeah, man. What's going on, brother? We're here, man.
Thank you for having me.
No, thank you for being here, bro. Thank you for being here. Yeah, man, I'm excited, bro. It's been, I wouldn't say it's long overdue, but you know, it's like it was meant to be. Mm-hmm. It was surely meant to be, man. But yeah, bro, like I said, thanks for being here. Thank you for your time. And yeah, man, I really want to listen to your story.
I love that we're both spread out our arms, right?
Yeah, bro, you got to, I'm saying it's about being comfortable,
comfy.
bro. It's about being comfortable, man. So yeah, man, so you want to first introduce yourself, brother?
My name is HarrisonMayo. I'm an alternative R&B pop singer, artist, and I'm here to have a nice chat with you.
Yeah, bro.
And not let my intrusive thoughts win on this. Because it's so, it's very possible.
Now I just want to hear your story, bro. So also you want to, you know, know who HarrisonMayo is, the person, and then who HarrisonMayo is as the musician, and kind of just see where, like, I wouldn't say the correlation, but where, you know, the journeys, like, I wouldn't say where one ends, but where kind of the music journey kind of starts from, you know, from the HarrisonMayo, the person, life journey. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what?
There's a compact question.
Nah, don't worry, man. Don't worry. We'll get straight into it, man. But first and foremost, congratulations on your song being played on what stations?
Capital Extra, BBC introducing. For now.
I'm
very happy with that. I think I'm very grateful.
That is sick, man. Who played it?
T-Show on Capital Extra.
Okay.
T-Show, shout out T-Show, obviously. I met him at Soho House through an event. Someone was singing, a girl called Madison.
Yeah.
She's really very talented, and she was meant to sing there. She couldn't actually sing on the day, and she told me about him, and he was in the room, and I thought, let me just go speak to him.
Yeah.
Spoke to him, and he said, yeah, send me your music, and then I sent it to him. He liked it, and bish bash bosh.
Bob's your uncle, yeah, like, wow, man.
You know, so it's really cool, very cool. It made me realize it's very important to not be scared to reach out to someone, and not be scared to, if someone's right there, just be like, oh, I really like you as a DJ. Would you want to book? Can I book you? Or whatever. For example, you know, for you. So
yeah, you got to really you got to put yourself out there, because I'll say to anybody that does anything, man, like no one's really gonna know who you are unless you're putting yourself out there. Do you know what I'm saying? And
it's natural. People don't realize, like, it's natural. You want to be seen, you want to be heard, obviously, and sometimes the best way is to. No one's gonna do it for you.
100%.
You have to do it yourself, and it's embarrassing. It feels a bit like cringy, obviously, to impede on someone, but if their job is to play music or their job is to find talent, you better well put yourself in front of them.
Definitely, man. Also as well, like, if they're there, it kind of, you miss all the middle people. Do you know what I'm saying? Exactly. So things can kind of get lost in, I would say lost in translation, but things could potentially not make it that far. So if the person is there, excuse me, they're there, bro, like, you've got more to gain and nothing to lose.
Straight to
you know
the
what I'm
source.
saying?
Yeah.
So let's strip it back, man. Let's go to where your story began. Let's speak about Harrison, the little boy growing up. What's your background? What's your ethnicity?
What do you think? Firstly, I'll give you this. I'm half English.
You're half English. Yeah. But you know what, yeah? Like, when people say, like, I'm half English, yeah, like, how can I explain it? English isn't necessarily like an ethnicity.
Uh-oh.
If I'm being serious.
Let's go deep.
It's like, I don't know, I think English is more of like culture than it is an ethnicity.
I'm half British then.
Okay.
And I guess I'm probably fully English in the cultural sense.
Do you know what? Let me put the shovel down.
Yeah.
What's your ethnicity, bro? What's your background?
I'm half English, half Portuguese.
Oh, sir.
Yeah.
Okay. Where in Portugal?
Madeira, the island.
Where
Not
Cristiano?
even mainland.
So,
Yeah, exactly. The airport is named after our king, Cristiano Ronaldo.
Ronaldo. Okay. Now I went Porto. I went Porto last year. I like Portugal.
I've never been to mainland Portugal.
Never.
Only Madeira. Like, it was literally every year, pretty much since I was legally allowed as a baby to be on a plane. The first place I went to is Madeira because my grandma lives there.
So before obviously we go into a bit further, you got your papers to be here though, innit? Right? Yeah. Because you said legally, so and this is gonna go on YouTube, so I don't know who's watching.
yeah, I'm good. Yeah, I'm good. I'm trying to actually get my Portuguese passport.
Yeah.
At the moment.
Nah, I respect that, man. So so you was born in Portugal?
No, I was born in Jersey, not New Jersey.
I know the English island Jersey.
That's it.
Okay.
So I was born there, and
they speak French there, innit?
there used to be a language called Jeria, which is Jersey French, but that's kind of died out now. They don't really speak French. Like, a lot of tourists come over from France, and a lot of people from Jersey go to France. There's like a ferry.
Yeah.
Which always breaks down. But
because obviously I kick ball in it. Well, I say used to, but when I was kicking like ball properly, we had two teams. One was from Jersey, one was from Guernsey.
Oh wow, yeah.
Yeah. So man,
they got a really good football team.
I mean, because it's a small island, innit? And they're very like heavily invested.
Yeah, rugby, football, cricket.
Yeah,
like at school, used to play cricket. A lot of people. They have a really good football team though. Like, there's some really good players, and some people have gone to play in America. Some people
and in France as well and stuff like that. That's dope shit, man. So you was born in Jersey, and then you came. What, did you come here? Did you go Portugal first?
So I was born in Jersey. And I always knew I wanted to perform or do some sort of artistic, expressionistic type of thing.
Yeah.
And in Jersey, you can always do obviously like little musical theatre shows and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That was like the main thing that got me into it, was like acting or like just doing anything. As a kid, it was like, he wanted to express himself. All right, cool. There wasn't really like a commercial scene or like a pop class or like an R&B class or whatever. So or put him in like a musical theatre type thing. You can go sing, you can do a bit of karaoke, you can do a bit of Grease, you can dance, you can do all that.
Yeah.
So I used to do that from when I was maybe like 6 or 7, just like do little shows, and you do a couple of songs. They put a showcase on for the parents, you know, that type of thing.
Yeah.
And then as I got older, like 9 or 10, I was like, I feel like I'm quite good at this, and I was very confident. I was like a little old man from like a young age. Like, you know when people like, those old men stand with their hands behind their back and like survey the land. Like I was like that as a kid. I was very like self-assured and very confident from a very young age.
Yeah.
And I think even my mum and dad were like, I think he's gonna need to go somewhere to do this, because he's enjoying it, and he's like, he seems to be good at it. And
so you needed kind of like a space to pretty much express
100%
express yourself.
Exactly.
So what was like, so I'm assuming you kind of done like your schooling and everything in Jersey, right?
Yeah, up to when I was,
No, go kick again. Up
to when I was 12. Yeah. And then I did some auditions for performing arts schools in England. So I came over with my parents. Yeah. And they took time off work. I took time off school, which I loved. I was like, I'm going to look at other schools. You lot have to stay in class. I came over to England, looked at, I think it was like Guildford School of Music, Brit School. What's that one in Kilburn called? Institute of Contemporary Music.
Yeah.
Wait, no, that was actually later on. But I looked at a couple of like more performing arts school, like musical theatre school. So I took a couple of steps forward there. Yeah. It was like more performing arts school, so like musical theatre and stuff like that. So I ended up going to a school in Hertfordshire, a performing arts school called Tring, which was amazing. Yeah. And all sorts of people there, that like different types of people from all sorts of all over the world, like different cultures, people I'd never met before. Because in Jersey, it's like a small population. Yeah. It's kind of like similar surroundings everywhere. So when I came to this school, I was like, wow. Like it's amazing to be in a place where everyone is very talented. Everyone wants to do the same thing as me. Everyone has similar mindset. Everyone's a bit loose. Everyone's like hyperactive. Everyone, do you know what I mean?
It's good to obviously like immerse yourself amongst people who are very much, you know, as cliche as it sounds, like-minded, innit? Because you're able to kind of flourish. You know, you're able to like this healthy competition. Do you know what I'm saying? And you really don't necessarily know how good you are until, you know, you're amongst people that are doing what you're doing and you're kind of all you're all able to kind of like judge each other,
Exactly.
and also you like use that as, what's the word, like as fuel to kind of be like, no disrespect, we're friends, but like,
yeah, it's tough.
do you know what I'm saying? So I get it completely.
That was actually tough. I was in the same dorm as my best friend, who coincidentally we bumped into on the tube on the way here.
I swear.
He was at the platform and I saw his face. I was like, oh my God. But he lives in London. Obviously, we're still very good friends.
Yeah.
Him and I both auditioned for the role of Peter Pan. Or we got put up for Peter in Peter Pan, basically.
Yeah.
And we're in the same dorm. So obviously, when we go for the audition, we're going to the same room. We're leaving. Obviously, we're doing our thing in the daytime, like getting our head straight. And then we'd have the same audition, like at a similar time. There's a group audition, then they take you separately. And he was always stronger at dancing. Like, he's a really good dancer.
Yeah.
I wasn't really. I kind of got by because my voice kind of carried me a lot of the way.
Yeah.
And then the moves were like, oh, it's a bit rusty, but he's got a great voice. And with him, it's like his vocal, his acting and his dancing are like up there, and he wasn't as strong vocally. Because he focused more on that, and I didn't take interest in dancing. I was like, I'll do the class because I have to do it, but I was like, no.
It went your bag.
No, exactly. And then I got Peter in the end, and I was so happy, but I was like, but yes, but like, I felt bad.
It's bittersweet, innit? It's
Exactly.
bittersweet, but that's just
I did less dancing. They kind of toned down the choreography a bit. So I just sang and did my thing. That's cool. It's really
but now that's just the game, innit? Like I said, man, it's healthy competition, because stuff like that really kind of brings out the best in you. Like, you know what I'm saying? I said it earlier, you don't really know how good you are until you're tested. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, your back's against the wall, you're in, you know, uncomfortable situations where it's like, you know, for you, for example, your tight brethren, you know, there was one role that we was both happened to go for, and it was like, do you know what? I like you, but this is, you know what I'm saying? I can't, you know what I'm saying? I'm you know, I made a friend, great, but this is obviously what I'm here for. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, you know, you kind of, I wouldn't say, to some degree, you're kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place. But at the same time, you know, you got to kind of be, you know, really strong in your decision making. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
So, you know, what was like, you know, an HarrisonMayo household like? Because, you know, you're a dope singer, hence why you're here right now, innit? Like, I fucks with you, innit? You know what I'm saying? So I'm assuming that your home, like, your upbringing was pretty much centered around music. Like, am I wrong to assume that, or can I assume that? Like, talk me through an HarrisonMayo household, childhood, upbringing. Have you got brothers and sisters?
I don't. That's what I was gonna say. I was gonna get to that. I'm an only child.
Oh, okay.
Which, a lot of people are like, that makes sense. I'm like, what does that mean? But yeah. So there was like music obviously playing. Like, you know, a lot of people are like, oh, my mum would always have Stevie Wonder on the vinyl or this. Like, I didn't really have. There wasn't really that. It was like there was always music playing. I know my mum and dad both love Michael Jackson. I love Michael Jackson.
Big up MJ.
But it wasn't like one of those things where like there was always music playing in the house, and I'm inspired by XYZ artists because they were playing non-stop, and that's why my music sounds like this. You know, there wasn't really that. It was like, obviously they like music, then like everyone likes music, right?
100%.
But it was just like the vibes of those years. So what was it? 90s, like Queen, Duran Duran, all those types of vibes that everyone's just ABBA. Like, my mum loves ABBA, and obviously ABBA's cool. Mamma Mia is cool. Like, no hate. I love the film. It's cool, but I'm not really listening to the type of stuff. You know,
the only ABBA tune man likes is Dancing Queen, bruv.
Banger.
Anything else? I don't know.
What about Gimme? You'll know if you heard it.
Probably if I heard it, but I'm not gonna lie. Dancing Queen is my ting.
That's a good song, man.
It's our rude boy
And I bet
song.
when you play it at clubs and at venues, people love that song.
100%.
Everyone's at the front.
Bruv, the whole club is lit when you hear that. Yeah. The tune is. It goes off. They're Swedish, you know.
Yeah.
They're cold.
And they got that thing, that hologram concert.
Yeah, one of the ladies that I work with, actually, she's actually going to that.
Apparently it's sick.
I heard it's really good.
Good way to make money too. Very clever. Anyhow.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they play music. Neither mum and dad are like musical, or they're not in the arts in that type of way. My granddad, he had loads of jobs. He was like a bus driver. did loads of stuff, but he played guitar at like pubs, like,
I swear.
but not on like I'm a booked gig. It's kind of like I've got a guitar and I'll come to the pub and play a couple of songs.
Yeah,
But people said that he was really good. Like he had a nice voice. I think that the way to rate voices back then probably different. Like loads of cigarettes, loads of booze. It's like, yeah, he's playing and he's singing. It sounds good enough, so we're vibing, you know.
Yeah.
But people
yeah.
said he was good, and obviously I haven't heard any recordings because he passed away when I was like a baby. Like there's a picture of him holding me, but I never like spoke to him. I was never old enough to like coherently have a conversation.
Yeah.
But I did find his sunglasses. When the last time I went home, my dad showed me like this box of all his stuff, and I was like, all right, cool, leave me and let me just look through this, or like come back and explain to me what this is. But I was just like in awe of it because obviously I've seen pictures of him. I've seen pictures of him like with a guitar and stuff, and in the box there were like pictures of these like black Ray-Bans that I used to wear, and then I saw a picture of him in the Ray-Bans. I was like, that's really cool. So I think a part of me is like, it's very cool to know that someone in my family did it. Yeah. So it hasn't come from nowhere, which is still cool if it came from nowhere and I'm the only one, but it's really cool. I think they want me to play the guitar more because...
So you're kind of essentially like living, I wouldn't say like your granddad's journey, but I feel like your granddad has kind of set like a foundation for you to kind of carry on.
I like that thought as well. I think it's cool. Like, even though I didn't meet him, I did meet him, but even though I don't like remember that, obviously, because I was so young.
I mean, you can have that. You can tell people that now.
Yeah, I think it's really sweet. I think it's really sweet.
You can tell people that. It could be a chat outline to the gathering.
Yeah, and he wouldn't know. He wouldn't even know what maybe he's watching down on me. So
yeah,
I think that's cool.
Now, big up G-Power, man, all day, every day.
Yeah,
So like so let's kind of get to, you know, what was you like as I mean, you said obviously you was quite much of an extrovert, but you know, was like, you know, the performing arts always like your thing? Where did that kind of start from, or how did it start? Where did it stem from?
Still wish I had the answer to that question. I think I loved attention when I was younger, being an only child. For a lot of time, a lot of Christmases I remember, and my mum and dad like never let me live it down, that I used to ask for Christmas from Santa for like a sibling.
That's typically what children do. Yeah,
okay, cool.
Yeah.
I really wanted a sibling. Obviously, I had like friends and stuff.
Yeah.
But I remember like they were all kind of doing their thing, and I was kind of like, oh, let me mold in to fit in with what these kids are doing. Like they're doing their own little thing. They love sports. I like sports. Like I could adapt to sports. Like I'm a very average level at all sports. I can play sports. You know what I mean? I wasn't really like, I want to become a footballer. I want to do this. Like, I wasn't dreadful. People wouldn't be like, oh, we've got Harrison on my team. It's like, all right, cool. Like, he can hold us down. Maybe he'll get it in, maybe he won't. At least I'm not toe punting everyone, slipping up, you know? I've got like a decent level. So I think a lot of it when I was younger, like any child, like you want to fit in with the people that you're surrounded by.
Yeah.
And there wasn't too many people that were like arty, or there was a couple people, but I don't think I really knew of them like that at school, because they're obviously in your own different year groups and stuff.
Yeah.
But as a kid, I was definitely very out there, very confident. And obviously I'd say a lot of things out loud, and my mum would be like, you shouldn't, you know, like that. Like I'd say a lot of stuff and sometimes get in trouble.
Yeah.
But I also like my alone time, definitely. I think that slowly came into fruition the more I grew up.
Yeah.
Because when you're younger, it's like, I want to be with people, I want attention. Mum and dad are working, like blah, blah, blah. But then I think as I slowly got older, and obviously Jersey's a beautiful place, there's a lot of like nature around. We live by the beach. My favorite house ever was right by the beach, literally like where that door is. You obviously can't see where the door is, but it's like 4 ladders away, maybe 3 ladders. That's my way of describing it. A couple ladders away. Yeah. I could like sprint to the beach and be on the beach. Yeah. So I think my parents were like, oh, cool, he's on the beach. He's happy there. And like, that's why I think I love nature so much now. Like whether it's trees, whether it's sea, like I love swimming. Every time I go home, I'll swim in the sea, even if it's December, like no wetsuit, I'll be in the sea. Mad. Yeah, it's freezing. It's just stupid. It's actually stupid.
Can you swim?
Yeah.
Bro, I'm a shit swimmer, I'm not gonna lie.
Really?
Big man thing, yeah. Bro, if you throw me in the sea, I'm just gonna sink. I can't float.
Really?
Facts. I'm like a rock.
You just get a life jacket.
Even with a life jacket, bro.
You
I can't. Do you know what it is, yeah? It's because I can't see the floor. So when I can't see the floor, I panic and I'm like, shit, my foot's not touching nothing.
Even me, I find that, even though I can swim and I can dive down, I don't like murky water.
Bro, that is scary, bro. That is death to me. Like,
it is.
If I was like being thrown off a ship, I'm not even gonna fight it. I'd be like, bro, just get off me, let me jump. Like, fuck, you didn't have to hold a gun to my head. Let me go. Like,
but you know what? It's nice. It's obviously, if you can swim, it's better. And you're in the water, you won't panic. But it's so cold. But the shock of the water, And like when you breathe, it's like you're battling yourself. It sounds really deep, but it's really I like it.
That got deep.
It's really cool though. It's really there's something about it that's like very. It's just like you. Yeah, it's more deep, but it's just you and your mind. As soon as you put one tone, it's like, oh, it's so. Can I swear?
Of course you can.
When you put your tone, you're like, fuck, it's so cold.
Yeah.
And then you get up to your shins, you're like, fuck, and then your kneecaps, and then a certain area. Once a certain area is gone numb and you're in,
bro.
See ya.
Yeah, man.
You're good.
When it comes to that kind of stuff, I need it lukewarm, like cold shower. Because every time I go to Jamaica, and obviously I got to go in the river, even that's a struggle. Well, to be fair, it's not that bad because it's hot in it.
Yeah.
But still,
That
it's kind
cools
of
you down.
like I got to gear myself up for it. 'Cause when I see people just running, jumping in pools and stuff, I'm like, eek.
You got to go in the jacuzzi first and then jump in.
Yeah, because
That's the thing. That's a good thing. Now I've been in this water and like British Channel and like the sea around Jersey.
yeah,
I feel like I could go in pretty much anywhere now because
Yeah.
it's so. If you can go in December and January when it's like 4, 5, 6 degrees,
yeah.
I think I could. I'm happy to go anywhere. I do want to get a wetsuit though because if I want to ever go further out, it's gonna be colder.
I'm
so.
good still. It's from when
You can watch from the boat.
from when I can't see, like if I'm having to tilt my head up too much, I'm too deep.
Yeah.
Gotta go back.
Yeah, you just want to be on the shore.
Yeah,
watching
I'm
with
good.
your cocktail.
Think of it like this, yeah.
You guys all right?
Think of it like this, yeah. Let's just say, yeah, we got to sea, yeah. I mean, I don't know what we're both doing in the sea.
It's
but
a
let's
yacht.
say-
It's a party
yeah.
boat, and Ibiza, your DJ.
There we go. Love that. Let's say we both got to sea in it, and something happens. Who saves who if we're both out there?
Well, I was gonna say we should have life jackets on, but those parties they don't care about that.
Like I said, bro, I'll gladly call the lifeguard, be like, oh, something's going on over there. Can you get my mate?
There's something happened over there.
So yeah, man, that's obviously very similar to like my upbringing, minus the water. I wouldn't say I was an attention seeker or stuff like that, but I just liked vibe. I liked people. You know what I'm saying
Good
I
energy.
just liked energy. Do you know what I mean? And
You brought up in London.
yeah, I'm born and raised from London, like Northwest. Come on, gang. I'm saying, yeah. So yeah, so going forward a bit. Obviously, you said you spent your like childhood years up until the age of like 12 in Guernsey, Jersey. Sorry, my bad, Jersey. You came to London what the age of what early teens?
Yeah, so I was from about 12 to 16. I was in
Yeah.
the performing arts school.
Cool.
And then
Yeah.
from about 17, because I was just 17 when I came down.
So
16, 17, yeah, came to London.
So with regards to, getting into the performing arts school, when did you realize, or how old was you when you realized like, raw man can sing? Like, do you remember like where you was? Do you remember the first song that you probably sang and was like, do you know what? Yeah, I can sing. Or you shocked yourself. You was like,
I wish I could remember that. Because I've sang so many songs. And obviously when
Yeah.
you're young and you're doing all these little
yeah,
performing arts academies or weekends or whatever, there's so many songs and you're singing so many
yeah.
songs.
Or do you remember how old you was?
Definitely around 6 or 7 years
Or
old.
when you started singing?
Yeah, when I
So-
was at these places singing, I was like, oh, this is nice. Like,
Yeah.
I've got a high voice, I can sing.
Yeah.
And then the thing is, a lot of people around me, especially as I got older at school, like secondary school in Jersey, it's all like choir stuff.
Yeah.
And I was singing because I still love singing.
Yeah.
It's like playing a sport. It's like a ball sport. Like you want to play this type of ball sport, but you've been giving this sport, so you'll just play it anyway. But really, you want to be playing this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I hear exactly what you're saying. So my question was sorry, like how old was you when like somebody noticed how good you was and kind of came and told you like you're a really good singer?
I think, well, from the performing arts stuff I used to do back home, I think when I was 8 or 9 and I used to be getting like all the good songs, I used to have my own song in the showcase, and they used to like push me that way. And obviously I did a lot of acting and stuff, and I got a lot of the good parts then when I was younger. I was like, all right, well, I'm getting the good part. It sounds good. So I've probably so I started singing probably 6, 7. 8 or 9 is when I started thinking I'm older now. I'm pretty good in this class. Like I used to do like classes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I think around 8 or 9 I was like, yeah. And then 10, 11 is when I started thinking, I don't think I can stay here and do this properly because I was like, I know I am good. whether it's musical theatre or I didn't know at the time, I just wanted to sing. And musical theatre was the channel, same as I was saying with the ball sport. Like this was the sport that would make me practice the sport. Yeah. Musical theatre was how I trained my voice, classically trained musical theatre, that type of stuff.
Yeah.
So then when I went to the school in England, mainland England, it made me think, all right, cool, I'm doing these shows. And then when I got to the last year of the school in England, I was like, I don't really even want to do musical theatre. I don't believe in it when I'm doing it. No offense, I think it's beautiful when you watch a show, musical theatre, like it's cool. Yeah. But when I was doing it, my personal opinion, I was like, this is so cheesy, it doesn't feel real.
So did you kind of almost like an identity crisis?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And I was like, this isn't real for me. The lines are written for me. It's cheesy. I'm cringing in my body when I'm doing like the dancing, the movements. Like I just didn't like it. And so many people I know in like the West End, they're amazing and they love it, and that's good. Like it's not a diss to anyone that does any type of musical theatre. Like I watch a musical theatre show. I've seen stuff on Broadway, and I'm like, wow. And part of me is like, oh, I would like to do one more show, but it's just not me. It's just not me. Like if it's making me feel cheesy and cringe, like it can't be for me.
No, facts in it. Like you've got to you got to find your bag. You got to find, your area of expertise, the thing that is going to make you,
grow the right way.
Yeah, want to bleed this.
I wouldn't be being myself. I could sing musical theatre song all day long, and I probably like singing the song, but then it comes to the show, doing the lines, doing all that stuff, whether I got the role or not, it just wouldn't be fair to be to myself and to others, like to be in the show or
your heart's just not,
I didn't want to do.
Your heart's just not in it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? And when your heart's not in it, it's like it doesn't really play out well, and you feel like, you know what, somebody else who really wanted to do this could do this.
That's not to say I would get the role. It's just I don't know. Yeah, I wanted to do more commercial music.
Yeah. So that kind of brings me on to the singing side of stuff. So when you're going through your transition of like finding yourself, discovering what works for you, what doesn't work, and picking that thing that you said, you know what, this is me, I'm sticking to it.
Yeah.
What was it like? What was that? Just that thing.
But that made it click.
Yeah, that made it very clear that, do you know what, I'm not doing this. This is what I want to do. I
remember at school, the performing arts school, they also had a music showcase separate to the musicals that we do, like Grease or whatever it would be. They would have a music showcase separately. So if you wanted to just sing a song with like the band, like the school band, you could just sing a song, any song. I used to love Michael Bublé. When I was younger. And there was one of these music showcases, and the teacher was like, do you want to sing a song? And I said, yeah, I wanted to sing the song Home. Do you know the song Home?
No, I'm not going to lie. Sorry. Sorry.
It's a nice song.
I'll listen to it on the way home, though.
Yeah, it's nice. It's a sweet song. I used to love Michael Bublé because he was like jazzy. He was like jazzy and poppy, and I was like, cool, this is different.
Yeah.
But even when I did musical theatre, I used to listen to all different types of music. And I think the more I used to listen to, the more I'd be like, musical theatre is not cool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I used to listen to little stuff on my iPod Nano, then my iPod Touch, all different types of music, and I'd be like, yeah, like if this exists, like this isn't me. Like obviously I'm listening to Black Eyed Peas when I was younger, Taylor Swift, all mixtures of people, or like the Now 62, now all those CDs. I'm listening to all of those CDs. I'm thinking, obviously the stuff I'm listening to, I don't necessarily want to make music like Taylor Swift, like Black Eyed Peas, but I'm thinking this exists obviously, and I'm doing this, and I'm like, I don't want to be doing this. I want to be doing something like this because they're doing their own thing. They have their own sound.
Yeah.
Someone else has written this for me. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
What was the question again?
What was it that
clicked for me to go to music? So then I sung Michael Bublé Home at this music showcase, and I was like, oh, like I'm singing a song. I'm on a stage. I'm singing. It's not a musical theatre song, and it just felt kind of nice to do something different. And then fast forward, I did a couple more shows at the school. It was nice. But they offered me a scholarship for the music course that they made. They made like a music only course, like no musical theatre. Like I could have done what I did on that stage singing Bublé. I could have done like a rendition of other songs as a whole course, just a music course.
Yeah.
But I didn't want to do that because I didn't want to be stuck in the same school like a big fish in a small pond.
Yeah.
And I would have been the guinea pig on the course because it was the first year that this music course was made. And I was like, do I want to stay here? Same people, same teachers, same environment, which was nice. But obviously you're there for 4 years.
Yeah.
From like 12 to 16, very pivotal years of your life. Do I really want to stay here for all of this?
Yeah.
So that's when I was thinking, okay, maybe I should look elsewhere. And that's when I said I was looking at Brit School, Contemporary School of Music, Guildford, BIM, which was called, oh, the mic's dead.
Yeah.
Which was called the mic's gone.
Yeah. Is my phone ringing?
Yeah. Does it stop the mic, your phone?
No.
We're back. We're back online.
Sorry, it's
That's cool,
interrupting. Is that still rolling? Hold on.
Cut. Love, bro.
Yeah. Sorry, I just got a call.
Just had to do some charity work.
Yeah. Sorry. Just a quick call from my sister.
What was it saying?
Something about
the schools.
Schools, yeah.
So I did all those showcases and stuff, and I was like, I don't want to do the music course at this school. I've been at this school for a while. Let me kind of get a fresh environment. Looked at Brit School, Guildford School of Music, all of like the commercial music, songwriting types of courses that they had in London, because I knew I'd want to be in London. Now that's where it was at. And then I ended up going to BIM, which was called Tech Music School at the time. And that's where I met Stevie. He was just there. You can't see, but he was playing the keys before.
Yeah.
So yeah, I went to that school. And obviously from singing that song on the showcase, I was like, I want to do something commercial like this.
Yeah.
And that's when I went there to sort of buy myself time, be in London, meet some people. I just did a 1-year course, diploma course in vocal performance, I think it was.
Yeah.
And I thought, let me just come here, meet some people, network. And yeah, I'm very glad I did it, obviously. I met some great people, including Stevie. Mainly Stevie that I'm with all the time, make a lot of music with.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff is coming out that like he's produced, we've worked together on, so I'm really looking forward to that.
Jeez, man, like
Stevie,
you know,
definitely.
come on.
A very hard worker, I appreciate him.
I love that,
I appreciate
man.
you a lot.
I love that. Hey.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
So that school brought me a diamond that is Stevie. And a lot of people that I know, obviously, I'm close to, but...
Yeah. So that's sick, man. So in terms of like the early stages of your music journey, your music career, like what was it? I'm trying to think of how to pose this question. When did that start? How did that start? So when did you kind of, where was you? How old was you? What was you doing? What space was you in when you said, you know what? I want to be making this kind of music. I want to do music. I want to do. I want to be an artist.
I think when I was at the Tech Music School, BIM Music School, it was kind of like I was just there. I was young. I wasn't at my normal school anymore. I didn't know anyone. I met a couple of people. So I was thinking about the music. Obviously, I wanted to get through the course, but I was free. Like I had my own freedom. So I did a lot of things that a normal 16, 17-year-old would do at the time. Yeah. Which means I was focusing on the course. I was kind of like in and out of the course. Yeah. Like I still did well. But in those 2 years till I was like 18, I was kind of just like, we're playing around. I meet up with Stevie, I meet up with some other boys at their house. We just jam. Like at the time I wanted to make like indie music because I used to love the 975 and like all sorts of different types of music. So I was like,
you're throwing bare names at me. I'm like, raw.
You don't know 975? Matt Healy? Nah.
Sorry,
You've probably seen him on Instagram. He spat in a fan's mouth. They would stand at the front. He does weird stuff. Yeah. You would know him if you heard the song.
Probably.
It'd be on some outrageous social media post somewhere. You would have seen it. But yeah, so I used to love all sorts of stuff. Yeah. I was like, I want to make like R&B and like indie and this and that and this and that. But then I think it was when I left the school and I started working, obviously, so I can have money. I was working at Harrods at the time.
I used to work there.
Really? Where?
Yeah, I used to do porting. So
what's that? Porting?
Yeah, so people that used to do like online orders. I used to walk around the shops.
Oh, that was your green bag.
Yeah. And I went from working in the actual store to like the warehouse stuff. So they had a branch in Osterley. So like basically they were like distributing between.
Airport. Oh, the warehouse.
They was distributing between the main store and the airport. So I used to work there.
That's crazy.
Bare free shit.
Yeah, really. Really? Yeah, I was about to say. Shout out Harris.
Yeah, shout out, man.
I haven't done that. Yeah. I haven't. No, I wouldn't.
No.
I wouldn't.
They told me that I was. Listen, they paid well.
They did.
They paid well.
Did you work direct through them?
Yeah.
I worked with an agency, so they probably skimmed a nice bit off the top.
I was employed by them. There's me and some of the men I used to go uni with. We all applied to work there. We all got the job, bar one.
Oh no!
And then it was vibes.
Poor guy.
It was vibes.
Would you still speak to him now? The one that didn't.
Yeah.
Okay.
We all still chat. We all still cool.
I was gonna say if you all carried on your friendship.
Now, do you know it was? Yeah, it was lunch. Lunches was a bit weird because when we finished lunch, we was all going back to Harris and he was going back to Harvey Nichols. It was like, bye.
It's close by though.
Yeah, but you weren't part of.
You're not part of
it.
it. It's like,
I'm saying, but now, man, shout out the Harrods gang.
Oh man, yeah, that was cool. In Harrods. I worked everywhere, like the toy shop, cafe. I even worked in the tax office, calling out the numbers. You know when you get a number for when you go to a cloakroom and you take the number with you.
Oh yeah,
that type of thing. But I was calling them out because the machines used to always break.
Yeah.
So I'd be like, oh, number 62, and people would come do their tax, or like whatever the number was. 69, we're here. All of that stuff. But I used to do everything. Toy Kingdom, even ended up selling luxury phones. There was one like Lamborghini phone at the time, and I was only there for one day and I was selling that. But my first ever shift was at David Clulo, the sunglasses.
Okay.
So random. Did perfume, did everything, like literally everything. Which is cool, and I love it. I love working like random places.
Sick, man.
Which I still do now, but it's cool. So yeah, I started taking it more seriously when I realized I wasn't at the college anymore, and I had to work, and I was like, what am I doing now?
Yeah.
So it was kind of like on and off working a lot, just finding my feet in London for the next couple of years.
Yeah.
I used to always kick it still with Stevie all the time. Like we used to meet up, even if we just like rehearsing like a couple of covers or we'd sing somewhere.
Yeah.
And
did you do busking?
No. Do I still to this day I have never, but it's in the pipeline. It's in the pipes definitely.
Because I've seen there's some really good buskers out there, some really really good ones.
I don't know what about it scares me. There's something about it that like I think when I'm there it'd be a very enriching experience, but there's something about it that I'm just like I don't know.
Do you know what?
You're out there and you're in the street and it's so loose.
But at the same time, I do feel like if you're that good, people's gonna stop and they're gonna listen to you. Do you know what I'm saying?
Give me some coins. Or notes.
Do you know what? They're getting creative because like before it was like, right, man ain't got change. There's man with card readers and
£5 minimum.
Card readers and Cash App. So they're getting around it.
Yeah.
They're getting around it.
It's
but now like I've seen a few. And there's one lady, I can't remember her name, but she's everywhere. I've seen her in Croydon, I've seen her in Liverpool.
Oxford Circus?
I ain't seen her in Central.
If you haven't seen her there, it's not legit.
I mean, I ain't been Central in years.
Really?
I don't go Central.
Where do you shop?
Online.
You're part of the problem now, Really?
But yeah. But yeah, no, there's some really good buskers, man. And I would advise anyone to do it because there's an element of like, there's for me, there's a concert element to it in the sense of you're singing live. Do you know what I'm saying? To a group of strangers, group of people, because realistically, you don't know who your fans are. You don't know the people that's listening to you. Do you know what I'm saying? So I would say use that as like, yeah, I'm a performer. I'm gonna find myself as a performer here. Like, see what works. Do you know what I'm saying?
It's like a playground.
It is. It's almost like a blueprint to, you know, what's yet to come because, you know, you're putting yourself, I wouldn't say in an uncomfortable situation, but you're putting yourself in something that's not familiar to you.
Which is good
and
to do.
It's just good because, like I said, you're not necessarily going to know how good you are until you're in those situations and your back's against the wall.
And there's a lot of noise and background noise. People are like, oh, sing Wonderwall. Or something like that.
But
it's
again,
good to have that.
It is good to have that crowd interaction and stuff like that. And like I said, if you're that good, people's going to stop and listen to you. And again, you just don't know who's out there. You don't know who's listening.
I just want to do that one.
But listen, you could do it.
Do you know what? I'm going to do it. Someone I know is going to do is doing a couple. And I think she sings in Brighton a lot. So I'm thinking if I go there, it's more low key and then I can slowly build my way up and come to London.
Yeah.
And also because, you know, when you work a lot of places, you see a lot of people that have worked, when you work in Central as well, like I also worked in Selfridges, I worked in so many places. I should be scared I'm going to see these people because if they saw me, they'd probably be like, no way, it's Harrison, which is cool. But I don't know, it's just a silly insecurity.
Yeah.
It's not silly because it's valid, but it's silly because I should just do it.
100%. But again, like you know you better than you, so it's one of them ones. Obviously, you're gonna kind of do what works.
You'll see the video of it soon. You'll be like, "Good job." In the next month, I would like to say I've done it.
Yeah, but we'll look out for it, and if I got change, I'll give you some money.
Thank you. Or you can tap your card. Tap your card, it's even better.
Boy, I think the last time I done that, man, someone took money out of my account. So
Really?
yeah.
They scammed you after the.
They tried it, but my bank was too dirty. They stopped the transaction, got the P's back.
Who'd you bank with?
Can't tell you. I can't tell you. So let's go to, obviously with the highs there's lows, and I always have to talk to people about, you know, the low points, mental health, well-being and stuff like that. And a lot of people always come back to the pandemic. I think obviously a lot of people were struggling before the pandemic, but the pandemic will kind of hit home a lot more. So, you know, in your musical journey, obviously, again, I don't like to make the assumption, but, you know, I'm going to assume, obviously, you did have a low point. Again, and correct me if I'm wrong. So, you know, what was that like? Where was your head at?
During the pandemic?
Not even just during the pandemic, just like in general, you know, because it, you know, trying to chase a dream can become overwhelming.
Very.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Often.
It can become overwhelming, and, you know, especially if you feel like you're not necessarily getting what you feel like you should be out of it. Do you know what I mean?
100%.
And you're going to get to a point where you're going to be like, do you know what, fuck this, I'm not doing it no more. Do you know what I'm saying? So knowing that, what was that like for you? You know, let's touch on that just a little bit.
That happens often. You know what I mean? Like, it happens often. No, it's not like a severe low, but it's doubts. It's like loads of small doubts that are like very common. But I've kind of learned to deal with it in the sense that you just kind of bring it around with you, as opposed to being like, oh, I was down on this day. It's like, you're not always going to be happy. Sometimes I'll sing and the performance is good, I'll be like, cool. Yeah. But then in the back of my mind, it's like, when is it going to go further? When am I going to be bigger? When? But in all honesty, I don't think I put in enough work to be in the place that I want to be. Yeah. If I'm going to be very honest. Some people be like, what? You're being too hard on yourself. I am hard on myself.
You've got to be your, what's it called? Like,
your own worst enemy.
Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's just being honest. Do you know what I'm saying? Because you kind of need to know where you're going wrong and rectify that. Do you know what I mean? Especially if, like, no one's telling you. Like, I think the best support is being critical. 100%. In my opinion, anyway, because anyone could just tell you you're doing good and you could be doing absolutely terrible. And then one person that tells you you're doing terrible, it's like, what? But everyone's told me I'm doing good. Yeah, do you know what I'm saying? Yeah, so, so, you know, how was your, you know, what was your thought process? How was your mental being, your well-being and stuff like that? You know, when you was in that space, like how low was it?
Well, yeah, no, like I said, I've never had one time where I've been so, personally, I've never had one time where I've been so, regarding music anyway, where I've been so sunken and so low that I'm like, at one particular time, I'd be like, oh, I'm not going to do this. Like, obviously, I've had multiple small moments of that, but it's not been like one time I was like so low and I wanted to give up. It's like multiple times I've been like, oh, fuck it, you know? Yeah. But that's what I was saying before. I'm my own worst critic, but when I was younger, it was like, my voice is so good. Like, I think I'm talented, then why X, Y, Z haven't happened? Yeah. That's why now I still believe in myself and I think I have a nice voice and I'm talented, but the work has to be put in. Some people get lucky, some people will get signed, some people get spotted, some people will be busking, some people get one song. Yeah. Cool. But I think for me and my brain and how my brain works and how my like reward system for me works, I need to do more. And I will continue to do more. And then there probably will be a point I'm like, cool, I think I've done everything. I say that that point probably won't come up, but I need to do more. Yeah. That's just what I'm like. But it is hard, especially when you're in London. Like, there's not really, my parents live in Jersey. Okay. Yeah. My parents live in Jersey. I just stay with like a flatmate. Right. That I got to know through lockdown, obviously, the more I was with him. Yeah. So, like, I have guidance, obviously, but because I left home when I was younger, I think everyone's like, oh, he knows what he's doing. Like, he's fine. Like, Harrison, he left home when he's young. He knows what he's doing. And you know, people assume that the person that's the strongest or did stuff from when they're young, it's like, oh, he'll be fine. You know? So people obviously still check in. There's loved ones all around me. People always check in on me. Some people slowly get to know now from me saying, like, by the way, I'm not as strong as you think just because I've done this. I'm not as strong as you think just because I went to school when I was 12. Like, I'm not, do you know?
Yeah, no, facts.
So, yeah, it's shit sometimes. You're in London, you're trying to be an artist, you're trying to push through, you're trying to get your break, you're trying to do all this stuff, but
yeah,
it's like, pull me. But at the same time, I think if I keep pushing consistently and releasing good music and performing at the right places, the right people seeing me, I don't see why I couldn't be as successful as people I look up to now.
No, facts, because obviously when I was going through my hardship of doing my DJing stuff, it was like, oh, I'm not getting booked, and do you know what I mean? Like I'm not doing what
this person's doing.
Yeah. Like I was proper I was proper comparing a lot. And it did get to a point where I said, you know what, like fuck this, I'm not on it no more. I'm just gonna,
go back to Harris.
Yeah. Just
back to the way
I'm saying, live the rat race life. And then it's not until like, well for me anyway, I got that appreciation of maybe I think a party that I did. I can't remember how many years before that. Someone was like, oh yeah, really loved what you're doing, this, that, and the third. Like they just said some stuff to me that kind of just reassured me. And I think that kind of just, broke the camel's hump for me when I was like, do you know what? I am actually sick. Fuck what everybody else is doing.
Love that.
I'm just gonna do me. And come on, man.
No, it's powerful, man.
Yeah, it is.
And it's always the small things.
It is, man. 100%. And I looked around. I was like, do you know what? I've invested so much in myself. I got all this equipment. I'm just not gonna let it sit here and gather up dust. Like, no, absolutely not. So I said, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna go harder. I'm gonna do more. Put myself out there a bit more. And just do it. Just do what works for me, innit? Obviously, like I'm gonna see what other people do, and obviously, tailor it to my specific needs.
Course,
you know what I'm saying? I just use everybody as a
blueprint.
Exactly. I use everybody as a blueprint, innit? And just make sure that anything that I do aligns with, everything that I want to achieve going forward. Do you know what I'm saying?
Long term.
Yeah, exactly. So now I'm reaping the benefits of being tenacious and persevering. And I would always say to anybody, that's, I wouldn't say necessarily chasing a dream, but, is trying to achieve something, is to be tenacious no matter what it is, because, there's no such thing as handouts. Do you know what I'm saying? No such thing as handouts.
Some people.
Huh?
There is handouts for some people.
I mean,
there definitely is. Come on.
I mean, I don't know, innit? I can't.
I haven't had handouts like that, but some people get handouts.
Some people.
That's why I get annoyed
sometimes. Some people do, but it's one of these ones of like, where are you gonna gain the most respect? Doing something that was not given to you, or doing something that was given to you. No. Do you get what I'm saying?
When you do it from the ground yourself.
And exactly, but obviously I'm not here to judge anybody that gets handouts. So I'm saying, like, obviously, like, lucky for you lot, well done. Do you know what I'm saying? I just hope that you don't take it for granted, because there are people that would love. Do you know what I'm saying? Would love that. But I think for me, on a personal level, like, I felt like I achieved a lot with the more appreciation I was getting from people. Being put in these spaces, meeting these people, I'm like, do you know what? I did that.
So rewarding, yeah.
Exactly. No one.
I would never want a handout.
No one busts me. I did that, and it's as much as everybody wants to be bossy like that for for stripes. For me, it's not even for a stripes thing. It's more of a like, if somebody was to ask me something, I can obviously say, well, this what worked for me. So I'm in a position. I'm in a position of being able to give. Do you know what I'm saying? To help the next person. And I would prefer that as opposed to, well, I came with my man, or, do you know what I'm saying? I just called so-and-so and they bust, man. Like, nah.
You did it yourself.
Nah, yeah, man. So I like to deem myself as credible. So I want to, yeah, man. And obviously I feel like, we're here with that. Do you know what I mean?
And also a lot of people don't realize, especially, like I said, if everyone thinks, oh, he's got it under control, or like, he knows what he's doing, he's got his DJ thing under control, he's got his music thing under control. Yeah. People aren't always as supportive sometimes, because he knows what he's doing, or they won't give out the compliments as much.
100%.
And that's why the small things, like you said, when that person was like, oh, I loved your set, I love what you do, I love this. the small things like make such a difference. Like
Definitely,
the tiniest
man.
thing. People, so I feel like some people are quite too proud to reach out, or they're like, he doesn't need to hear from me. Like Harrison doesn't need to hear from me.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Man. And I think the hardest bit as well is just to maintain it. Don't get too like, okay, I've done it. You haven't. You really haven't.
That's why I'll never stop.
Yeah, man. So like I said, always be tenacious. So with where you are now, let's talk about the current and obviously, you know, for the future. So you've got a song.
Let me see la la la.
Big tune. Big fuck it. I think when I saw you at London RBS, shout out Ty, shout out the team. The way how you had the whole crowd in a chokehold, I was like, nah. Like, it's not even just so much the tune. It was more of just like your presence in it, because you've come in to an all black crowd. Let's just call a spade a spade. Like, you came into an all black crowd and you rocked it, you flourished. I'm not going to say that's not hard to do, but when a certain culture, a certain group of people isn't your everyday, isn't, you know, the people that you've kind of grown up with and immersed yourself with, to step into that environment, it can be quite daunting. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, 100%.
Especially if you're in a specific area
And if
as
they're
well.
all drill rappers as well.
Do you know what I'm
That
saying?
intimidated me the first time. I was like, they're not going to like my music.
Exactly.
Like,
I'm saying.
not even about race. I was like, they're not going to like my music because they do this, which I shouldn't have thought, because it was opposite. But sorry.
No, yeah. But like I said, you saw, you conquered, innit? And you know what I'm saying, you was very, very impressionable. So, you know, that song, what was the writing process? What's that song even about?
That song is about, roughly, because I don't want to tell like the exact specific details. 'Cause I like people. I want people to listen to it and think.
I mean, you don't have to talk about it if you don't want to.
No. It's not like it's a deep thing. I just mean I want people to listen to a song and be like, oh, this is what I think it's about, as opposed to be like, this song is about me getting up in class and gonna sharpen my pencil and then sitting back down because I was tired and then it was lunch. Do you know what I mean? I don't want to give everyone the full thing. It's basically when you get to meet someone for the first time, whether it's a relationship or even a colleague or a sort of friendship you may have with someone, you get lost in your own world of that person.
Yeah.
And it may be toxic, it may be healthy, but you know, when you're with that person, it's like, oh, I can't get hold of him anymore because he's always doing this, or like, are you still with us? Like, you're always with this person, whatever it may be.
Yeah.
The point is, sometimes you may have to wake up from the bubble that you're in.
Yeah.
So that's what you'll hear in the words. Obviously, the la 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 is kind of like, I'm mesmerized, I'm in my world. I'm saying la la la, na 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 na. Like you're on your own little thing.
Yeah.
But when you listen to the words, like, slow down, we won't drown when we ride this wave.
Yeah.
Deep breath, closed eyes, it's a kind escape. Got lost, no time, only time to play. Like, obviously, you can see the words. I'm not going to keep doing them. Like but it's a story, and that's what I mean. Unless you probably listen to it, you wouldn't understand everything. It's just like la la. Everyone's just waiting for the la la la, which is cool, and I love that.
But that's
I love
good.
That.
That's good though, man. And I think now, with the music wise, your song has to have either like a catchy chorus, or there's got to be like a lyric or a bit of the song that everyone kind of just cannot wait for. Yeah, exactly. And your song does that. Do you know what I'm saying? And I feel like, you know, it will flourish. I wouldn't say merely for the fact of that part, because it's a very good song. It's a very good song.
Thank you.
Hence why it's been spun on big radio platforms. Do you know what I'm saying? So, you know, you've got something there. So when you was writing that, can I ask who it was about? If it was anyone in particular,
it wasn't even about anyone in particular.
So why? So like why that? Why that scenario? Like, why that?
So I'll just tell you the full thing. It came from, originally I was playing on my laptop. I was on Logic, and I just went into like the loops on Apple Loops. I was like, I kind of just want to make something.
Yeah.
Like just from scratch and just try something.
Yeah.
And I just going through, listening to all the loops. I was like, I know a lot of people use Splice, and at the time I was like, I can't bother to pay for Splice. Yeah. Like, I don't know, because obviously when I work with Stevie, like, he's got everything that I'm like, cool, we can do that. Yeah. But like, I kind of like the sound of this, and then like he just takes away, does his thing, and then we'll like meet in the middle, and then we'll try different things, etc., etc.
Yeah.
And one time I was just like, all right, let me just like, I felt inspired. I was like, let me just see what's on there, and I'll know a sound if I like it. And I was just playing, And then one of the piano that's in it is a bow, da da da.
Yeah.
And I listened to it, I was like, this is really nice. And then I just looped it, so repeated it, and then just like wrote, slow down, we wonder when we were this way. Deep breath, and kept singing it. And then I got the chorus, and then obviously I didn't have any bass. There was no drums. So there was another guy I work with that he works in studio in Soho, in Nando's studio. And I went to him, and then he added like a bit of bass, added some drums. I was like, cool, because I was going to the studio anyway, so I played it to him. He was like, yeah, this is cool. I think this could work. That's what I mean. Like the song itself is very simple, and it's just a couple of components that came together nicely. And then one time Stevie was at my house. We had a session. And then I was like, I feel like this part needs something, like towards the end, between the breakdown and the chorus, I was like, it needs a little something here. Yeah. And then Stevie just did it. There's a little bit of magic dust.
Stevie on the keys.
Exactly. On the keys, on the production, on everything. And
come on.
So he added that bit, and I was like, cool, I think it's pretty much done.
Yeah.
But the writing itself.
That was still rolling, yeah? Just want to make sure. Cool. Sorry.
That's cool. The writing itself, normally when I write a song, sometimes it can be about one person or one experience.
Yeah.
But a lot of the time, it's about the whole experience, and I can just put it into a song. So like something happened with this person, I fell out with this person, I love this person, and I'm writing a certain story, and I'm using all of the pain or the feelings and the experiences to put into like one verse. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Like it's got to kind of like,
it's not just about that girl XYZ that killed my heart and broke me. It's about that moment with her, but then the good times could be with this and that good. Did you know what I mean? It's just like
from what I'm gaining from that is an experience that opened up a lot of emotions that you want to be expressive about. If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. Sometimes it is about like one thing I'm going through, or like one person and one sort of exchange and one experience. But with this song, because it's kind of just like, it's about getting lost in a moment with someone. How many people have you got lost in a moment with? Whether you're with them for a month, a week, you're with them once, you're with them for 2 years, you're with them for 3 years, it doesn't work out, it does work out.
Yeah.
There's so, like, it's not just about one person. For this song anyway, it's just about getting lost in a moment with someone and being stuck in that world. Like even when I was a kid or younger and you meet someone, it's like, wow, I love this, but like it could be from a nostalgic place. But like you got to wake up sometimes. You can't just be stuck in your world. That's why at the end there's like an alarm clock, and it's like, slow down, I don't want to go now. I don't want to go. But then you have to wake up, then the alarm clock goes off and the birds are in the background. So it's like you got to wake up, you know?
There's like a proper real thought process.
Yeah, 100%. Sometimes there's not so much, and it's like, let's add this. But with this, I like to make it cinematic in its essence.
That's good, man. Because like I said, like, you know, your writing skills should kind of, you know, there should be like a level of imagery to it. Like people should kind of be able to.
People get bored otherwise.
Yeah, to be able to like kind of read and listen to what you're saying and picture what the story that you're trying to paint.
Exactly.
So that's sick, man.
I'd love to have my stuff in movies one day.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people like, it sounds cinematic, this would be perfect for this, or I can see this at the credits for this, or this scene in this show. So in my brain, not because people have said it, but for a long time, I've always liked to, when I hear sounds, I can try and imagine them, or like put a video to it. Yeah. Or like just play something in the background, whether it's not in the music video, whether it is in the music video, just when I hear the song, I'm like, this reminds me of horses running across a river. Let me get a video on YouTube and picture it and imagine it. I have a lot of visual stuff like that. So I think it's very important. Otherwise, people are just going to get bored. If the sound choice isn't good, or if the songwriting is very repetitive, people obviously like to be able to predict a melody, and that's cool. But I feel like there has to be some sort of imagery, and I want to evoke that nostalgic feeling, that sort of imagery. It's not just like 2D, you know. It's like, this is cool. Like
like I said, there's real thought and depth in your I don't say your sonic ability, but like your just what you want for your music, and that's a really good skill and trait, because you get some people that I just want to make music, but it's like, what for? Like why? What are you trying to? Purpose. Yeah, what's your purpose? Like, what are you trying to? Not so much gain from it, but what do you want the people listening to your music to gain from it? Like, what is there an experience? Like, are you trying to tell a story? Do you know? To feel something? Trying to get them to think outside the box in a certain situation. Exactly that. So, you know, what's next for Mr. Harrison Mayo? Is Mayo your actual last name?
Mayo, like mayonnaise.
I was gonna say that. I don't want to be a prick and
No, not even. And there's no relation to anyone in the Hellmans in the factory, in the lineage.
Okay. I mean, you should trace it back.
I should.
It could be sit on gold.
It could be. I do like mayo as well. I'm not crazy about it. It's cool.
Garlic mayo is my thing.
Garlic mayo is very, very elite sauce.
Come on.
Garlic mayo is an elite sauce.
This is why you're here, you know.
Yeah, it's true.
I fucks with you still. But so man, going forward, man, like, you know, what's next on the Harrison hit list? What's
consistent music?
Yeah.
I'm fed up of sitting on music that I think is great, that other people think is great, and then I'm just like, I'll release it this time, or a couple months pass, I'm like, I don't even like it. I just want to be able to I write a song, finish it, and release it. So this year I want to try and release a song every couple months, every 3 months or so. So maybe some visuals in there, constantly singing live, like How I Met You, bigger shows, build up. So basically, consistently release music, expose myself, my character, my voice to people.
You might want to rephrase that, expose myself. People might...
if they're immature, if they're very immature.
I'm immature, I'm not going to lie, that's why I said it.
I want to... What's another word? I'm not even going to bother rephrase it. I'm going to expose myself. Get myself, just consistently release music. Yeah. Otherwise, how people gonna know about me? How people gonna be able to be like, oh yeah, he's doing his thing. If I'm just releasing one song every year, what's the point?
No, facts.
I wouldn't follow no one that released one song a year, even if they got a great voice. I'm like, this song bangs, but what's next?
Like I said, man, because I think now, like what's it called? Your buzz can be over as quickly as it started.
Exactly. And that I want to keep the snowball effect going and growing and getting bigger. That's why I want to release music consistently. I want to grow the support by releasing music consistently, by singing live a bunch of places. People hear me like, who's this? Well, I haven't heard of this person. Who's this person? Yeah. And I think by releasing the music and by doing all that stuff, hopefully, the support should grow. You know, from how it has been so far. It
will grow because you know what you want for yourself and you know what you don't want for yourself.
100%.
And you know you've made that very clear, and you sound like you've got a plan for that.
But I still need help. I'm not strong and big. I still need help.
No, like of course, 100%. Like everyone needs there's help at some point, innit? Guidance and stuff like that, innit? But again, like you've got a blueprint, you've got a plan. So I feel like because you've got that, people are gonna be more inclined to want to be like, do you know what, cool, this guy's serious. Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying?
He said he's gonna release something, so let's
but you've got stuff to kind of show for it. And I will and again, like, if there's anyone, the people that are watching it that are, wanting to do stuff, just make sure you've got something to kind of present to people, because there's no point saying you want to do this and they're like, okay, cool, what do you have? And you've got nothing to, do you know what I'm saying? You've got nothing to show for it. Do you know what I mean? So you've got to kind of have some catalogue. Do you know what I'm saying?
At least a framework, or at least something.
Something. Do you know what I'm saying?
It takes time. Like, we've made endless demos. I made endless demos with people, and I've been like, what is my sound? Even still now, it's still obviously evolving, and I'm like, okay, I definitely know I like this. I definitely know I like this. Yeah. But it took so long, like working with different people. Sometimes I just be like, yes to any studio session, just so I could be in the session, just so I could write, just so I could experience, even if the genre wasn't my genre. Yeah. I still want to be there to try and find myself, how I write, how it works. No matter what the genre, like I'm in a room, cool, I'm writing, I'm in the studio. Yeah. So definitely experimenting with loads of different stuff helps. It takes time. And obviously, not every producer will want to work with you. Not everyone is free all the time. So obviously, that's why slowly but surely, I'm trying to do stuff and figure out stuff for myself, so I know exactly what I want, and then things can move at a better pace. At this stage I'm in now. Yeah, that's big shit, man. So what's, like, obviously, just to kind of cap it all off, what's the ultimate goal for Harrison? Like, what is it that you're manifesting, that you're striving, working towards? Like, what do you really want from all of this? I love my random jobs. I definitely can ease. That's an easy question for me. I love my random jobs that I do. I meet a lot of people, which is cool. But I'd love to be able to make a living purely off music, whether it's singing live, whether it's from royalties from streaming, whether it's from all the other technicalities you can make money from music, my own music. Yeah, that's one thing. So my job, my life is music. That's the main thing. And everything else is kind of like a subcategory underneath. So being able to play a festival, headline a festival, have a core support base of fans, supporters, whatever you want to call it. That's the dream. Obviously, making money from music, everything comes under that. So headline show, obviously. Yeah. A good core fan base, support base of people that are like, I love this guy, I love his music. Yeah. That's just sick. Even when I did my release party at Sketch for La La La, obviously all the people that were there, I knew them pretty much. I invited a lot of people and they brought people which now love my stuff, which is kind of the vibe I'm going for when it's natural and organic, when it's just me promoting it, if you will. They were all singing it and I was like, wow. So even when I was on the stage and they were all singing it back to me, and even people I didn't know, I was like, this is really cool. And that kind of made me believe in myself even more. Yeah. So it's just kind of find the tribe, basically. Find the tribe, build up that way, get the core fan base, release the music, do the big shows, make money off music, make people happy with my music, make myself happy by singing, be everywhere, travel the world with music, go to all these countries I want to go to, and not just go festival, hotel. It'll be hotel, festival, hotel, and then stay in that place for a week and see the place. Because you know a lot of people, like when you get super busy, obviously, you know, you're just going from hotel to the venue. I want to actually see these places and like soak it all in. Yeah. That's not the dream, because the dream is fictitious, but that's what's going to happen, and that's what I want to happen.
No, that's good, man. And you're being very like realistic with it. Not to say that, you know, no one's not realistic, but
you have to be, yeah.
Like,
don't be delusional. Like dream, obviously.
100%. And there's nothing
it's not
wrong.
Gonna happen tomorrow. That would be a dream. I'm not gonna get all that tomorrow.
No, but you know, you've got to start somewhere, innit? Do you know what I'm saying? And you know, you're pretty much right in your story, which is great.
And I have to be consistent, and you have to hold me accountable. Now we're in this circle, and I'm here, and I'm doing this.
The thing is, see with me, I'm very like into tough love, in the sense of
you do you.
The moment I find that you're slacking, you're taking your foot off the gas, I'm on to you.
Perfect.
Okay.
That's what I want.
I mean, just know what you're signing up for, innit? Big man thing.
I'm hoping I won't need that. I'm hoping I won't need someone to be like, Harrison, where's the song?
No, of course.
I'm hoping it will come out already, but Harrison, have you busted yet? Why? Yeah.
But sometimes as well, man, you shouldn't have to rely on people to be like that with you. Do you know what I'm saying? I think, you know, if you want it as much as you say you do, you're going to ensure. Do you know what I'm saying? And if it does get to a point where people are constantly getting onto you, then it's like real raw. Like,
why are you not doing it yourself?
Why are you not doing it yourself? You know what I'm saying? Where am I going wrong? What am I not doing? Do you know what I'm saying? But like I said, innit, like, you know, chasing dream can become overwhelming. So, you know,
tiring.
It can. And it's just making sure, man, like, most importantly, you don't forget the whole reason why you started this. You know what I'm saying? Like, always have your love for it. Never get like too involved in I just want to make money from it, I want a big yard from like all that kind of stuff. No. Like, you got to kind of remember, like, initially, like, why you started this. I just love to sing. I just love to be on stage, and do you know what I'm saying? I just like to write music. I can live in the
same flat share I live in now. If I'm making money from music, I wouldn't even care. Like, obviously, it'd be good to have my own place. Yeah. But that's not like, I don't care about that. I don't even care about shoes, even though these shoes are incredible that I'm wearing.
He's got some really nice New Balance.
Do you know what I mean?
I think you should just put your foot up just so that people can see it. Amazing. Love the color.
Thanks, bro.
Love the color.
I don't really care about any of the physical stuff anyway. That doesn't faze me. I know a lot of people are like, as soon as I get my money from my deal, I'm gonna get this, I'm gonna get this, I'm gonna get this. Yeah. Which is cool. Like, everyone has their thing that they aspire to. Yeah. And like, I will never knock that. If you've always dreamt of something, or that pair of this, or this outfit, or this piece of jewelry, or this watch, like, you've dreamt for that, and you better get it, because that's what you want to get. But for me, none of my money would probably go, I'd want to build my own studio. I have my own space and have all my people, then we can come and make everything like ourselves and do everything like that. But yeah.
You know what? I honestly, genuinely, I believe that. Because you talk so passionate about it, and again, it's not you convincing me, and it's not even you convincing yourself. I feel like you're there. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's sick. And like I said, in terms of somebody who, you know, that's probably watching this and said, you know what, I want to help this guy, not because I don't feel sorry for him, all that
Poor
kind of
guy.
stuff.
Poor guy, look how desperate he is on this couch. It's like 10 p.m. and he just wants some help.
But no, like, they can hear, again, like, how passionate you are, and you just have a plan. More importantly, you just have a plan. And, you know what I'm saying, you're able to kind of, like, you're pitching yourself. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, when you look at, like, Dragon's Den, all these kind of things, it's not necessarily, you know, they're not buying into people because, you know, they feel sorry for them. It's, do you know what? I like this person because they have a plan.
And I want what they got. And they know what they want.
Yeah, and they know what they want, and it's well thought through. And even if I'm not the one to do it, there's going to be somebody else out there to do it for them.
Put you on.
Do you know what I'm saying? Whether it's me or the next person, someone's going to help this person because of they've got a plan. And I think
it's infectious, and people can feel it.
Exactly. And I think more importantly, like I said, that as long as you've got a plan and you've kind of started it, like you're doing something, like there's a point of reference to that plan, people are going to take a chance on you. Do you know what I'm saying? So for me personally, to you, just don't stop. Big man thing.
I won't stop.
Because if you do, I will be fucking you up.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I won't stop.
Get hell.
I won't stop. I definitely will not be stopping, I promise.
Nah, big man thing. But again, it's not a promise to me, it's a promise to yourself, innit?
No,
Do you know what I'm saying? And
And
like I
also,
said,
you know another reason I won't buy any of those fresh clothes and stuff like that?
go on.
Because all the brands will be sponsoring me.
Ooh.
Jeez. Camera one.
Like
Little
that?
Yeah. I hope so. But no, obviously I want to wear nice stuff.
No, like, again, like, you know.
It's not a priority. That's the main thing.
No,
I'm not
exactly
in it to get money to buy that. It's a secondary.
It will come.
Outcome.
Anything, you know what I'm saying, like, as long as you're, you know, in the right space, you're doing the right things, and you're getting the stuff that you want with regards to your music, everything else will be secondary. Everything else will come.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean? But no, Harrison, like I said, I was really excited to do this because, you know, I really kind of wanted to sit down and talk to you. As like a debrief, how do you feel having done this?
At the start, it felt unnatural because obviously there's a microphone in front of me.
Yeah.
And there's people here, you know?
Yeah.
But as it went on, it was just like, I'm just talking and I just have to make sure I'm talking into this. Like, it didn't feel like I've come here to sit down and talk to you and we're going to film it and put it somewhere.
Yeah.
It's like therapeutic in a way.
Yeah.
Definitely.
No, do you know what is, and I say this to all of my guests, an element obviously of why I've done this is the therapy side, because there isn't a platform or a space that people have to wanting to talk. Because like I said, you know, chase the dream can become overwhelming and be a bit consuming. So if you've got something like this to kind of just bring you down, I'm happy with that. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm not here for you to
appreciate you.
Sit on the couch and
I'm
tell,
so upset.
What does this splash look like?
Yeah. And do you know what? Doing this also, it's like therapeutic. It's like therapy in the same way that you're solidifying everything you're saying. So by you asking me the questions, it's like, this is actually how I feel. I'm about to say something, and then when I say it, it's like, yeah, that is how I feel.
Well,
so
you know,
like
I didn't even know
confirming it for yourself.
I didn't even know I was doing that, but like I said, I think
You're a genius. Appreciate you.
I appreciate you too, brother. I appreciate you too. But now, Harrison, love and guidance, bro. I wish you nothing but great success in your future.
Thank you, bro.
And we will be doing this again. Because see this as we're going to pick up where we left off. By the next time we do this, I want the stories. You know what I'm saying? I want you to kind of look back and be like, you know what? A lot's changed for the better anyway.
Love that.
Do you know what I'm
excited
saying?
for that.
Yeah, 100%. Because, you know, this is part of your story. Do you know what I'm saying? Because you can look, but you can make it big, and you can look back and be like, raw, like I've grown a lot since then. Do you know what I'm saying? I've grown a lot. Everything that I've said here, everything that I've said here, I've done plus more.
That's exciting.
Do you know what I'm saying?
I'm looking for, and me, with the way I am in my brain, this will now be in my head. So when I'm doing something, like even though it may be small, people are like, what? It's just chatting to him. For me, now when I do stuff or I'm going to release stuff, it's like, well, I've done this officially because I've never done anything like this ever before.
Yeah, and a lot of people would have never. So this is kind of like an entry point to just being able to talk about yourself.
Exactly. So when I'm about to do something, or when I'm thinking, oh, I don't want to do this, I was like, no. I told him I'm going to come back. So I have to make sure I do this in order to go to the next step.
All I'm saying is,
accountability.
Don't get so big that you forget my number in it. When you change your number, you make sure I get a text. Say this is my new number.
Of course. But none of that's happening anytime soon. And I think, no.
Bro.
As in, I like to think that wouldn't happen.
I mean, I leave that down to you anyway.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? So
no, I appreciate you.
You know, like I said, you're in the process of writing your story, and I want to, I'm a part of it now. I put myself in it.
Yeah, you're there.
I put me and Stevie, we've put ourselves in it.
Yeah, I love it. I'm happy with that.
Nah, but I said it once, I say it again, bro. Love and guidance, and again, I wish you nothing but great success, and I'm really excited to see you 6 months, a year, 2 years time, just flourishing.
Thank you, bro. Appreciate you.
Appreciate you, brother.
Slow down, we won't drown when we ride this wave. Deep breath, closed eyes, it's a kind of escape. Got lost, no time, only time to play. So I found a spot, we take one last drive, and we don't say nothing to taking pictures on the red eye. I think we're meeting up just one last time, and we both wanted something better. And you know that you got it all, but it turns out you got it all wrong. And your feelings coming on so strong, and you know that you can't let down. That's my life. Let me sing a la la. That's who I am. Let me sing a la la. Nice to meet you. She know it's la la la. To meet you. She know it's la la la. That's my life. Let me sing a la la. That's who I am. Let me live a la la. Nice to meet you. She know it's la la la. All we know is la 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 la. Heaven knows that I don't waste no time. You stuck around because you know my story. Sat in a puddle bathed in my own lies. Over time I proved the lies get boring. And even in amongst the dirty talking, fair to say you really caught my eye. Try to keep it all original. Never keep my cool, it's no surprise. Slow down, you don't wanna know. Yeah. Slow down, I won't ever go. Yeah. Slow down, we won't drown if we ride this. I was trying to love, it's a float that we're riding. And nothing can define it, cause it's my own style. It's my life, let me sing a la la. That's who I am.